He destroyed many lives, including that of a woman he somehow enticed to marry him while on the run from the police, and a son who died of cancer while Raju was in prison for murder. The subject of this book is the possibility of a life full of compassion and meaning in a broken world. The challenges and dilemmas of my family will be the material of this story, but its lesson is not specific to my experiences. What I hope to convey by pairing my life with my brother's, by juxtaposing the violence I have seen on the streets of Los Angeles with the violence I knew growing up as a refugee, and with the violence sowed by my own brother, is that events and tragedies do not define or shape our lives. I did not feel compelled to replicate the destructiveness and hopelessness of the family I grew up in, but Raju did. In between Raju and me is the world. In June 2016, I also learned that I had terminal cancer. Suddenly, the urgency to assess my and my brother's life took on a new meaning. I knew that metastatic lung cancer had the lowest survival rates of any cancer. Less than 5% of those with this disease live 5 years after the diagnosis. Most die within 7 months of their diagnosis. But that is statistics, not my life. This book is also an effort to confront my imminent destiny and a spiritual quest to seek meaning in our existence. It is also an examination of the tortuous paths our lives take and our reactions to events in the face of which we may feel powerless. We may turn our eyes away from the past, but the past never leaves us. I felt it imperative to examine and assess the paths my brother and I took in life, the decisions we made, the courses of action imposed upon us. Everything a human does is connected with his past. One who lives an examined life reflects, makes connections, and looks for the lessons learned. It is a ceaseless, sleepless quest. 1. News from France. November 17, 2004, Southeast Division, LAPD. Sufis say that God made the human body from clay, but that the spirit refused to enter this inanimate prison. God then infused the clay structure with music and rhythm. The spirit was ecstatic and joined the body. Thus, humans came into existence. As I saw blood slowly dripping from a child's body on the pavement, I wondered whether his spirit had ever heard the divine music in the many prisons of his world. Walls encircling other walls in a never-ending concentric circle. Prisons of poverty and racism, crime-ridden neighborhoods where futures looked dim and life was cheap. It started as a pleasant, sunny Southern California afternoon. Sammy and I were on our way to the Southeast Division, the dreaded South Central Los Angeles, the South Central notorious for its gangs, drugs, and violence, known around the world for race riots in 1965 and 1992. Its streets and alleys made famous by numerous Hollywood movies, including Training Day, Colors, Boys in the Hood. Sammy and I were both internal affairs investigators. We were southbound on the Harbor Freeway in our unmarked police car when I heard our radio crackle. The 3 short beeps signaled an emergency, quickly followed by the operator coming on air. All Southeast units shooting in progress, 109th and Figueroa. Knucklehead started shooting a bit early today. It's only 2 p.m. Sammy was nonchalant as we exited the Harbor Freeway at Century Boulevard. Shootings were the evening rituals of violent neighborhoods, making the evening shift the busiest. I haven't been to a shooting call in 2 years. Because I was working as an internal affairs investigator and had been out of the field almost 2 years, I almost sounded wistful. Patrol is where the adrenaline floods the body. Impossible situations, unpredictable people, speed, fun, and terror come together.